Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Modern Mining. In the last video, we discussed a little bit about how I have some rigs that are sitting idle right now. And it looks like one of them just actually turned on. But I still have my 5090 up here, which has a very good CPU as well, a 7945X. And I've got a couple other rigs that are sitting idle as well on Octaspace. And someone in my Discord, and by the way, if you're not a Discord member, every single video has a link to join in the description and most of the time the pinned comment, so definitely join. Somebody was talking about how you can set up idle jobs on Octaspace. So when you're waiting to get rented, you can either mine on your CPU, on your GPU, potentially both, and earn a little bit of income while you're waiting for jobs. Now, the great thing about this during the winter is that even if you're not profitable, it's still technically profitable if you're using that heat to heat your house. In the last video, as you know, we put these glass windows back in my garage and I'm now officially heating my house with them. It was snowing earlier today. That does not appear to be the case anymore, thankfully. So we are at that time of year where I basically am okay to generate some extra heat even if it's not profitable. And so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna set up idle jobs on at least my 5090. We'll maybe set some up on the rigs that have good CPUs, like one of them has a 5900. Maybe two of them have 5900s, I'm not actually sure. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna figure out what's the best coin to mine on those idle jobs. And ideally, I would like to get it paid out directly in Bitcoin to Cryptex. So we're gonna test that out and see if that's possible today. So let's get into it after a quick word from our sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Crypto Miner Bros, a reliable and highly trusted ASIC miner reseller. There are a couple huge benefits to buying from Crypto Miner Bros. The first is that the price on their website is the all-in price shipped to your door, no hidden fees. The second is that they have a massive selection of all the popular miners. My current favorite miner is the DG Home 1, which I got from Crypto Miner Bros. Don't forget to use code MODERN for $70 off each item regardless of price. Purchasing ASIC miners can be risky with tons of scams going around. Why not make it easy with Crypto Miner Bros? Check them out today with the link down below. All right, so we are on my main PC here. I have a 5080 and a 7900X, and for the past few days, I've actually been running the Cryptex mining app on this PC because Salad and AI demand for 5080 has really fallen off, and I really just want to keep this office warm. I hate coming in here to like a cold mouse, cold keyboard. So I've been running the Cryptex app on both my CPU and my GPU, converting it straight to Bitcoin. I made $11 so far, nothing crazy, but if Bitcoin doubles, then that's $22 for just keeping my office warm. I'm totally fine with that. Now, this whole system pulls 460 watts while it's mining on both, which turns out on my power cost to be around $30 per month. So essentially, I'm just heating my office for free. But since I'm already using the Cryptex ecosystem, I would like to be able to set my Octaspace idle job to be depositing my mining rewards directly to the same balance here so that this starts going up a little bit quicker and I can eventually cash it out to my Tangent wallet. Now, let's take a look at Octaspace and how this works. So here is the main page that everyone's familiar with. It looks like I have two 3090s that are sitting idle. Both of these have very poor CPUs, so we're not going to be able to set up an idle job for those. But this 5090, it has a Ryzen 7945HX, which is one of the better mining CPUs. It's very low power, but still gets a lot of good hash rate. It also has a lot of RAM as well. So we'll start off setting this one up, and then potentially we will set up two of my other rigs that have 5900s, which looks to be this one right here. And one of my 4090s actually has a 5900 too, but that is on Salad, so we're not going to worry about that. So we'll do these two rigs today, this 3090 and this 5090. So from this main page, the Octaspace Cube, if you go to idle jobs here, and I want to give a shout out to AlphaMine. I'll leave his video down below. He is the one who I watched his video on how to do this. A lot of the times I'm not the first person to come up with this, guy, so definitely want to support the people who make the original video of it. But here we can go add idle job, and then we can select our 5090 rig. And now we need to put which image we want to run while our rig is idle. And we have a couple options here, but I think we need to go to the marketplace to actually figure out which options we have. So if we go to apps, here we can see all of the different applications here, And like, for example, he used SRB miner, which you can see is in here. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. So anywhere from language models, if you want to, not sure why anyone would want to do this, but if you want to run a language model idly while your rig doesn't have a job, you could do that. But for us, we're mainly looking for miners. And we can see here that 1.0 miners on here. Regal Miner for Quay is on here, but I don't know if Regal Miner for other things. Oh yeah, Regal latest version. So it seems like basically all miners are on here. XMRig is on here. So from here, I think we need to go to the Cryptex pool site and see which coins do they support mining to their pool and then getting paid out in Bitcoin, because that's how I want to do it. And if you don't even know what that means or it's over your head, I will leave a video up here that is me setting up a GPU mining rig that gets paid in Bitcoin. It's a very similar process. We're basically going to be mining to Cryptex pool, and they're going to auto convert our coins for us and then send us back Bitcoin. And while we're at it, let's take a quick look at hashrate NO to see what the 5090 is mining best right now. So I actually think that there is a way to mine this Parallax coin on Octaspace, but the issue is it's not going to be supported by Cryptex pool, so we can't generally do that one. Now I do see Octaspace is 74 cents in revenue, 13 cents in profit. Beam appears to be pretty decent, and Conflux and Xano as well. I don't necessarily want to do a super high power coin like ProgPow or anything like that. Looks like Ergo is also half decent. So those are some of our options. Let's also pull up another tab here and check CPUs and see what coin might be best for the CPU right now. So I don't know if they have the 7945 on here, so we'll look at the 7950 and see what that's cooking with. Darrow would be the number one. Monero would be number two. 45-cent profit a day. That's certainly not bad. And then Tari Random X would be the fourth one there. So Monero is, I believe, supported by Cryptex, but we should probably just go there at this point and see what coins are supported. So they've got it broken down real nice. ASIC, GPU, CPU. So for GPU, Zealous is on there, Ergo is on there, Conflux. Conflux was pretty decent, right? Yep. And that's, again, Octopus algorithm, 476 watts. That's a bit steep. Maybe if it was like January or February. What else are we working with here? So it seems like Ergo or Zealous is going to be our best bet right now, which based on this, Ergo and Zealous are essentially the exact same. Zealous just uses a little more power. I'm a pretty big fan of Zealous, so I think that's probably the one that we'll do. And then we also need to look at CPU coins. It looks like Monero is on there. Now, so the difficult thing here, and I don't even know if it's going to be possible, is for Monero, we need to do our image, we would want to use XMRig. But for Zealous, we would want to use the Regal Miner image. And I don't know if we can actually use two images at once. I kind of doubt it. And if that's the case, then we're just going to stick to the Monero mining because that is a lot more profitable. So first thing, let's just set it up for Monero mining on the CPU. We need to put in our image. And to do that, we need to go back to here. And we'll type in XMRig right here. And it looks like this is, yeah, right here. It gives us the image. Awesome. So let's go ahead and copy that. And we'll stick that in our image right here. And then for our commands, this is where we're actually going to tell it to mine, what wallet, all of that stuff. So we really want to go to the XMRig GitHub page to actually understand the commands. So if we go to, it looks like XMRig actually has their own website. And yeah, here we go. We can see all of the different commands and stuff that we want to do. And I bet if we go to Cryptex and go to Monero and go start mining, I bet it's going to tell us kind of what the format of our command file needs to be. Let's see here. So yeah, we can already see right here. And one thing we can also test is SRB Miner can also mine Monero, but I'm curious if it allows for Zealous mining. So let's quickly, I'm all over the place in this video, but let's see if SRB Miner supports Zealous. Nice, it looks like they do support Zealous hash v2. And maybe XMRig also does as well, let's see. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be using SRB Miner actually instead. So let's go back here. We'll type in SRB, latest version, and take this right here. and we'll change our image to that. And now let's start setting up our commands. So I'm on the Cryptex page, SRB miner. We'll go ahead and let's copy this, and we'll paste this into our file. And it's going to be algorithm randomx. Pool is their Cryptex pool, and then wallet. This is where you can actually Cryptex trick. Just set your wallet to your Cryptex account. So mine is ModernMiningHub at gmail.com / your worker name. So this would be 5090 Octa. And that should go ahead and work. I believe we need to select privileged and enabled. And let's just create that and see what we get. So this is still showing status down. I can't really figure out how to get a like some log information out of this. I think there should be a log button, but I'm not seeing it. So instead, I pull back up AlphaMine's video. It looks like he starts this with ./SRBminer-multi and then doesn't have the .exe. So let's see if that is okay. So we'll hit update there, and we'll see, does this stay down after a while? Hopefully not. And it's unfortunate I'm not getting any sort of log here, but I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit and we'll see what happens. Okay, the good news is I finally got this running. I actually looked at the Octaspace documentation. There wasn't a ton, but I was able to figure out that I just need to set it like this: xmrig, cryptex, my email account, and then this is my full command right here. This is the image. And once that worked, it now says up like you saw, and I'm able to check out the logs, and I can see that my hash rate is only 6,000 hashes per second, but I'm getting this error right here: failed to apply MSR mod, hash rate will be low. And that made me think I'm actually getting the same thing when I'm mining on xmrig on my main PC here. You can see I'm getting the same error. So what this error means is that you basically just have to run the xmrig.exe as an admin, as an administrator. But I'm in a little bit of a difficult situation because this one is being ran from Cryptex app. So in a minute here, I'm going to try to run the Cryptex app itself as an administrator and see if that fixes it. If not, then I'm probably just going to stop using the Cryptex app itself and just download mining scripts that I can run on just normal xmrig. I'll have to get one for the CPU and one for the GPU, but that's no issue. This one, though, on Octaspace, I'm not sure how I'm going to get this one fixed. ChatGPT told me a couple different things, but it doesn't seem to understand that this is going through Octaspace. So let's quickly try to do the Cryptex one first. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and then close this. Make sure it's fully closed, quit. And then you guys can't see this. Let me move this app over here. Let's go ahead and run this as administrator. And start mining, and it should pop up our xmrig stuff again. And do we still get the same error? It looks like yes, we did. So the only other thing I can think of is to figure out where Cryptex downloaded these executable files and then actually set them as administrator through there. So let me do that really quick. So, all right, here is the location of the miners. So Cryptex xmrig.exe. Let's change the properties of this. We should be able to always set this as open as administrator. Let me figure out where to do that real quick. There we go. It's under compatibility. Run this program as administrator. Let's hit apply. Let's see if that fixed our issue. So if I go ahead and I'll minimize this, and let's go ahead and stop this. It should stop our miners here. And let's start this. I'll just go ahead and totally close out of Cryptex. Try that again. This video is kind of going off on a tangent, but hey, this might help somebody. And looks like I'm still getting the same issue, though. This one does give me a slightly different error code here. Failed to start WinRig 0 driver. So, okay, I'll figure this out later. Quick interjection here. I did figure out how to fix it on the Windows Cryptex app. So what you need to do is navigate to that cryptex folder I was showing, the WinRig 064. I didn't have this file, so I had to delete cryptex and re-download it. And then I had to take that file, and in the virus and threat protection settings of Windows, I had to go down to add or remove exclusions. And then from there, I had to actually add that file. It already had all the miners, but it didn't have this file itself in there, so I guess it had deleted it. But now I'm not getting that error. Granted, it didn't actually increase my hash rate at all, but probably still best practice to do. Okay, so I wanted to double check, and it does appear that this rig is showing up, which is good here. Now, the only bad thing is that I still am not totally sure how I'm supposed to get rid of, where is it? I still am not totally sure how I'm supposed to get rid of this error to get my full hash rate. So I think with how long this video's already ran, I'm going to let you guys in the comments below, if you know how to fix this, how to get your full hash rate, definitely let me know. And if I figure out before this video gets posted, I will leave it in the comments as well, because I definitely want to get this up to its maximum hash rate. But at least right now, we accomplished what we set out to do. We have an idle job for the 5090. And heck, before this video ends real quick, let's go ahead and set this up on the other one. So if I go back and I set up a new idle job, then I can select my 3090 that has a 5900X. Where is that? This one right here. Image, that goes here. Image is right here. And the only thing I'll have to change is this will be 5900X dash 3090. So this one has a job right now, but when it doesn't, it's going to start mining as well, though it likely is going to have the same issue where it's not getting ran as an administrator. So definitely let me know, guys. I'm going to ping the Octaspace Discord as well to see what I can do, and that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.